First question, please, Patrick.
Martin, could you pick up with watching the thing? Update us on injuries.
Shane Long hasn't been able to travel with us. He is making a significant improvement, so we'll see how he is by the weekend. And Cian Westwood had to go home yesterday. His foot was sore, and so we've called in young Henderson as well. And John O'Shea continues to make progress, which is good news for us. And where else are we? Yeah. Sorry? Alan Judge has joined us. Yes, he came in, so he's really fine. And I think that's it. Sorry, David. Yeah, David sustained an injury yesterday, a block challenge, and unfortunately he's unable to make it. And he will be out of action, I think, for a couple of weeks, which is not good news for us, and obviously not good news for his club, where he's been playing very well.
Martin, is it kind of Alice's feeling that you've got your backs against the wall?
I think that we've talked about players here who haven't been able to make it. Okay, that's the nature of it. I've been saying all along that happens, and I think we deal with the people who are here, and just be ready for the challenge. It's a big challenge for us tomorrow evening, and obviously Monday. But by Monday evening, we'll know who goes to France.
What do you make of the venue? Is it kind of a stadium, tight, hostile, intimidating, that could play a part?
Well, I've just walked straight in here, so I'd like to have a look at it when these events are over. So, but yeah, I've seen it on television. It'd be nice to see it live. I'm sure it'll be a lively atmosphere, but I think nothing that the players shouldn't be able to cope with.
Patrick, we'll just translate that first, if that's okay, please. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry.
Zadnje pitanje je bilo vezano za stadion, kakva će biti atmosfera, da li je možda neprijateljska u tom smislu. Ne, nadam se da će biti vrlo živo, vidjet ćemo, nisam imao vremena da prohodam. Što se tiče, za nas je to zaista jedna vrlo izazovna utakmica i vidjet ćemo, mi smo spremni. Apsolutno imamo neke igrače koji sam već napomenuo koji su povrijeđeni, koji neće igrati, ali takva je priroda sporta i to se dešava, ali mi smo spremni za sutrašnji meč. Nadam se da će zaista atmosfera biti sjajna.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose it's a wee bit like the playoff situation back home, where if you make it into the big league, as all the championship players will tell you, management, there's no better way, I suppose, than to win at Wembley. And if you can draw some sort of parallels or comparisons, if it doesn't happen, then of course it'd be pretty painful. But we're here. We have to give it absolutely everything we've got. Can't leave anything behind us. And I think that's the mood of the players.
Pitanje je bilo upućeno koji je to najbolji način da se pobjedi, kako da dođete do pobjede. Pa nema najboljeg načina, najbolji način ili neke paralele da uporedimo. Tu smo i apsolutno ćemo dati sve od sebe da ostvarimo pobjedu.
Tony?
Martin, Edin Dzeko was here a short time ago talking to us, and obviously he's a very important player for Bosnia. How have you planned particularly to deal with his threat?
Well, he's fit again. He missed the last couple of matches for them, and he is a very, very important player. Of course he is. We'll deal with him accordingly, as I'm sure that he's a very difficult opponent, as he's proved that throughout his career. Particularly, we got to know him pretty well at Manchester City. He's now plying his trade at the moment in Roma. Obviously, just mention the very fact you're talking about Manchester City and Roma in the same breath suggests that he's a very good player. But he's not the only decent player that they have, and we have to work exceptionally hard to keep him well at arm's length.
Richard, can I ask you, are you looking forward to facing Dzeko in particular?
Yeah, I think the manager touched on it there. He's obviously a very high caliber player, and he plays for a great team. You don't win the Premier League if you're not a good player. So, like any professional, you want to play against the best players, and he's right out there. So, from a personal point of view, yeah, if I'm selected, then I'm looking forward to the challenge.
We have some
Pitanje-
local, sorry.
Excuse me. Pitanje je bilo selektoru irske reprezentacije upućeno vezano za igrača Džeku. Odgovorio je kako da mu se suprotstavite. On je vrlo važan igrač, on je sada u jako dobroj formi, nije igrao neke utakmice, on je sada zaista važan. Mi ćemo vidjeti kako ćemo se njemu suprotstaviti, ali zaista on jeste težak protivnik. Znamo ga, igrao je u Manchester Cityu, sada je u Romi. Veoma je dobar, ali on nije jedini na koga se moramo fokusirati i bit će ga zaista teško zaustaviti. I zaista on igrač vrhunskog kvaliteta.
Could I have some local journalists, please? Questions?
Da li ima nekih pitanja od strane domaćih novinara? Molim vas, izvolite sa pitanjima.
Evo, pitanje za selektora, s obzirom da nedostaje Irsku i dosta bitnih igrača i u napadu i u obrani, da li to znači da će možda promijeniti kompletnu koncepciju igre i prilagoditi se onome što ima na izgled?
So the question is addressed to you, manager. So since you are missing some attackers and defenders, are you going to change maybe the conception of your game and just adapt it to the situation as it is right now? Are you going to make any alternations?
Yeah, we will have to make adjustments because we are missing some players who would have had a very good a good opportunity at least to start the game. But we have, during the course of the week, we have in our mind some things that we think can work, if that's the case. But yes, there'll be adjustments. Hopefully not in our attitude to the game, but adjustments in personnel, obviously, and perhaps maybe style.
Da, mi ćemo morati da se na neki način prilagodimo. Imamo neke igrače koji nisu tu, koji nam fale. Imamo u svojim glavama određenu koncepciju. Mislimo da ćemo to ispoštovati i ne u smislu kako ćemo se, nego jednostavno ćemo neke igrače izmjene tu morati da napravimo.
Martin, in an ideal world, you win tomorrow, but given the players missing, given you're away from home, with a return leg to come, what's a satisfactory outcome tomorrow?
Well, I think that we talked about this a few days ago, and I think the most important thing is still being in the tie with a chance of victory on Monday night, and I think all the things that we have are looking for, we will finish at some stage or another. Want to stay in the tie. I think we talked about an away goal for a start. That would be great, and naturally we want to just thrust everything into the game. I think that while you can't win it here, you don't want to lose it. In that sense, the tie I'm talking about itself.
Translation.
Pitanje je bilo upućeno koji će to biti za vas zadovoljavajući ishod. Gospodin selektor je rekao, znači pobjeda, ponedjeljak večer. Naravno, mi ćemo se boriti i naravno nemamo šta da izgubimo.
Okay.
On nights like this, or the next two nights coming up, is it the players who handle the mental side of it, the pressure, the expectancy, who handle the occasion best that will end up winning the tie?
I think there's a lot of talk about that beforehand, and I get those type of phrases mentioned to me before, that the team who handles it well, the team who wants it more, that type of stuff. I think you can draw all sorts of conclusions from the eventual result in those things, but I think handling the game absolutely is very, very important, mentally and physically. The game, it is naturally a very, very important match, particularly for players like Richard. It'd be great to try and get to France. We have some players who are coming towards the end of their career. We've got some younger players, but for all, exactly the same feeling occurs. To qualify for France would be fantastic. So yes, of course you have to try and handle things mentally. whether you might handle them mentally and then be unlucky somewhere along the way in the games, and the two might not necessarily equate. But I don't disagree. I think that the mental side, physical side, obviously, and quick turnaround is very, very important.
Pitanje je bilo posvećeno selektoru vezano za mentalnu pripremu, za psihičko stanje igrača. To je zaista jako važno. Čuo sam takva pitanja koja se postavljala i prije, znači i mentalna spremnost i fizička, da je to zaista jako važno. To će za nas biti vrlo važno veće i rekao sam da zaista imamo i neke mlađe igrače, neki koji su recimo pred kraj svoje karijere, ali mi zaista želimo. Mi želimo da idemo u Francusku i to bi bilo fantastično da pobjedimo, da ostvarimo pobjedu i još jedan put i fizička i mentalna priprema i spremnost tokom same utakmice je vrlo važna.
Richard, how difficult and how important is it to keep a clean sheet in a venue like this?
Yeah, I think any game you go into, you want to try and keep a clean sheet for sure. You know, we know if we do that, then it gives us the best chance of you know, winning the game, and we've got so much quality in our squad. You know, we can produce goals from all over the pitch. So, you know, as a team, but you know, as a back four and a back five, I suppose, with a goalie, you know, we know our job's important to make sure we stand up, you know, to the challenge and keep their danger men quiet. And like I say, if we can do that, we've got some great players in this team that can, you know, produce some magic and you know, hopefully score a few goals.
Pitanje je bilo vezano za da je ovakav utakmica ili teška i šta misli. Za nas jeste zaista važno da pobjedimo i nadamo se da ćemo postići zgoditke i to je za nas zaista izazovno, ali ćemo se suprotstaviti i nadamo se da ćemo u tome uspjeti.
Sorry.
Martin, you've been in this situation with a lot of talk about injuries and bad luck and that kind of stuff, but you've been in this position before games, saying home at home, Germany away, you've missed key players.
Yeah.
So you and the squad must take a lot of confidence from the fact that you've gone and got results when you've been missing key players before.
Yeah, and I mean the missing of key players hasn't come from myself or the players concerned. It's just it just seems to be the talk of the week. It was almost inevitable that we will miss players. First of all, before we even gathered, we knew that John O'Shea and John Walters were going to miss the first game through suspension. We have a number of players also in yellow cards, the same as Bosnia at the time. So all of these things are going to eventually play a part. But it's how you cope with them, I think, is the most important thing. And you know, do you know what? In 2 weeks' time, nobody ever remembers who was injured or not injured. So it doesn't really affect me. Of course, in an ideal world, it would be great to have everybody available. That gives you your best chance. But it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. We go now, and we have to compete really strongly in these two games. Whoever takes the field, whoever starts the game, and whoever comes on.
Pitanje je bilo upućeno za igrače koji neće igrati i da je to, da, čujem već o tome se priča cijelu sedmicu, to je nešto što je neizbježno, znali smo, ima tu nekoliko igrača koji neće igrati, ali za 2 sedmice neće ni biti ni važno ko je bio povrijeđen, neki su povrijeđeni zbog toga neće igrati, ali mene to zaista ne pogađa. To me zaista ne pogađa, mi zaista smo jaki, moramo se suprotstaviti i zaista u tom smislu to i nije toliko važno.
Philip.
Well, I think that first of all, the lack of football is something that you have to take into consideration. That's very, very important. And in the last game, Stephen came in, I don't think had played a minute's football for Burnley, certainly at league level, and came in and did splendidly for us. So actually, he's at least psychologically, he's played that. He's played against the world champions, and he's done fine. And so if he is selected, I think that he is ready for the game. And in terms of Wes Hoolahan playing 2 games, I think that's things that we have to discuss and we have to think about, and we have to try and utilise our players, including Wes, as best as we possibly see that. We've got these 2 games. They're very, very important matches, naturally, for us as a nation, and we want to. Well, you don't want to start preempting things that might not materialise. I think you have to take some things into consideration during the course of the 2 games.
Samo ukratko, znači 2 veoma važne utakmice i da govori o igraču Stevenu koji je sada psihički sasvim u redu, sve na najboljem putu i da ga kao nacija da se nadamo da ćemo uspjeti i da nećemo sada nikakve praviti prethodne kalkulacije, ali za nas su obje utakmice izuzetno važne.
2 questions left, please. Behind you, Neil, and then you. Yeah.
Martin, with Northern Ireland having already qualified, does that bring an extra pressure, and how great would it be to have 2 Irish teams in time?
It doesn't bring any pressure at all. Since I'm from Northern Ireland, I'm delighted with them qualifying. Michael has deserved it. He's done very, very well indeed, and it's been a great effort by them. I can't concern myself about that. Scotland might turn around and think to themselves, well, there's a possibility of a few nations qualifying, and why not them in the same group as ourselves? I don't take anything on your second point. Obviously, I think it would be fantastic if both countries could qualify for the competition. I was involved with Northern Ireland way back in 1982, and it was just in the World Cup, and it was just really, really fantastic. It is a fantastic time, and if you go there and actually perform well, well, then it's a real added bonus. We have still to get there. At least Michael's there. Tonight, I'm quite sure he's having a cigarette somewhere, smoking, enjoying himself. Same with Roy Hodgson, and the same with Chris Coleman. You know, it's great. I feel envious that they're in those positions. I'd like to join them on Monday night if it's at all possible. And so will my counterpart here in Bosnia. He'll feel exactly the same. And it would be nice. No. So I hope Michael takes that cigarette out of his mouth now and stops smoking.
Treba li prevod? Ne treba, okay.
No, just translate, please.
Your writing is exactly like mine.
Is it?
Totally illegible.
Shorthand.
Are you going to tell? You're not?
No
Okay.
need, they said
Okay.
no.
Okay.
Can I just ask, given the players are missing, is this one of the easier team selections to make? Because you haven't been afraid to change your team for a particular game, but is this one of the more straightforward ones?
No, I don't think that that's the case. I think that we'll have a squad of 23. Some players, for instance, like Harry Arter, who I thought did very, very well in the game against England. Gosh, it seems so long ago now. He's coming back to some sort of fitness. He's played a few games for Bournemouth, and we've got a few players like that now. Little Alan Judge has made his way into the squad, desperate to be part of things. So, no, the team selection is still as difficult as it's been before.
Okay, this is the very last question. Thank you.
Richard, the expectation tomorrow is that Bosnia is going to all out attack in a fierce atmosphere. As a player, how do you calm that down? And secondly, given the away goals rule, is there maybe a danger of being too defensive tomorrow and that Ireland will be more defensive in the homeland?
No, I think obviously they're at home, so they're obviously going to try and make that advantage count for sure. But you know, it's up to us professionals. A lot of us have got a lot of experience in big games, and we've got to use that. And not just that, the manager and Roy have played in massive games as players and as managers. So you know, we definitely draw off that. And yeah, we just got to try and keep the crowd quiet and just and enjoy ourselves really on the pitch, and just and do ourselves justice and keep the ball and. Yeah, just be really strong about it, and but yeah, no, I think for us it's about ourselves. You know, we'll done our homework on them, but it's down to us as professionals to want to cross that white line to do ourselves and the country proud, and hopefully bring a positive result.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. No, not yet. Oh.